So good afternoon, guys. So just like I promised, I said I'll actually make a video, a class, like I said. But unfortunately, due to technical issue, like I said, unable to do that. So fine, yeah. I was talking about um, I was talking about I was talking about chart patterns in which your mentor taught you, and why is it not working, how to use it properly. You understand? Because now these market makers, they are also seeing these chart patterns, so they can't give it to you, because if they give it to you, there's no how they can take your money. So now I'm here to teach you the advanced chart patterns we have. And when I'm talking about the advanced chart pattern we have, I'm talking more or less like, because most times what happen now in chart pattern as a chart pattern is Quasimodo. You understand? And inside Quasimodo we have different kind of Quasimodo. So we have up like 50 types of Quasimodo, and that's basically what we'll be going into for the next 3 paid classes. Trust me, if you know this Quasimodo pattern, or let me say if you know the square patterns and the 50, though you can't actually memorize everything on head, but we'll actually teach you the psychological meaning of all these things. Whereas when you see it, or when you sight, when the chart of a pattern, when the chart is like that, you can actually know the next thing to do. You understand? So basically, I will actually like branching into the normal chart patterns you guys have now, which is the flag, the flag, head and shoulder, all those common ones, and tell you the basic things on how to use them and when to know, when to confirm when it's going to work. You understand? So, and we'll actually be making of the 3 things, like I said: the zone, trend line, and other blocks. I want to talk about other blocks. Other blocks. I won't actually go deep on what's other block today, but I will actually explain in the paid class. I'm talking about other blocks left around a zone. They are very necessary. They are always there because the market makers are put it there. That's where they place their order for a particular thing. You understand? In which, for them to make profits, they still have to go back to that order. They took that order in order to deceive you guys. And once they deceive you guys, their order is still there. They will still place another higher order to pick that order. This is a game of chess between you, I, and the market makers. You and me are not the enemies. The market makers are the enemies. So now, what we need to do is join hands together and make our money from the market makers. Yeah. And this is actually for those people that are actually losing money and they think the market trading is not meant for them. No, don't think like that. Trading is meant for everybody. Understand? Everybody, even your mentor, lose all the time. But what he does is relax and get back on his feet. And that's the advice I'm actually going to give you guys too as well. Rest and get back on your feet. You can't keep on knowing the market every day. The market makers actually have engineers, have technicians. When the reef is telling you they actually want to make a maintenance, what they are doing is collecting data of how they lost, the principle they used the last week, and how they lost, why they lost, the methods people use to collect money from them. They collect all this together and work against them in the next week. That's why you think a strategy worked for you this week and it didn't work for you the next week. What's happening? These are all it. That's why most traders, most professionals, on Monday morning, do you know what they do? They observe the market. They don't take trade. All they do is observe the market to see the changes in which the market makers have made. But I'm guaranteeing you, if you pay for this class and you don't make your money, or you don't see the essence, I'll give you a refund with a commission of 20%. This, nobody taught me. I'm more or less like, I study the structure of the market. That's why most times I don't really drop the signals. All I do is study. Understand? Sorry for come. So now let's start. Like I was saying, the things we'll be using, like I said, the zones, This also knows that the demand and supply trend line, sorry, and what? Other blocks. Also called as OP. These are three things we'll be using. Guys, zones, demand, supply chain, and other blocks. Yeah. So that's that about that. So now, when I'm talking about the zones, I'm talking about the demand and supply, and I'm sure we actually know what is called the demand and supply. For instance, that will lead us to the resistance. I'm actually going to brush through these things: demand, resistance, and support. The difference between demand and supply and resistance and support are resistance and support are line, for them to a point, a particular price. Why demand and supply are collections of all these prices. For instance, the collection of resistance is called what? It's called the supply. Why the collection of demand is called what? It's called the support. So now, like I said, I'll actually make an example, making it brief. You understand, guys? So now, this is a let me pick some lines. Sorry about that. I really want to make this class a very brief one, a very fucking brief one. Arrow, vertical, line. Now, for instance, zooming in here, using the line, you can see this is just we can call this a resistance because there was a change in direction when the price hits this particular position. So there was a change in price, a change in direction of the market. Here as well. Can you see? Now, so the collection, sorry. So now I can say the collection of this, you understand, is what we call this resistance. So the collection of all these resistance is what is called the supply zone. Same thing applicable to here. Can you see change in direction, change in direction, change in direction? The collections of all these, let me use this color. The collection of all these is what? So let's just focus on this area. The collection of all this is what is called my demand zone. You understand? In which I'm expecting that when the price of a particular pair we are trading, for instance, we are facing volatility 25, the particular price of this pair reaches or fall inside these zones, we're expecting what? We're expecting let me say we're expecting more or less like a change in direction of the price. Sorry, we're actually going to be using 4 things, but that will be the least thing you'll be looking at, understand, which is the candlesticks. Most people actually make use of the candlestick wherever they see it. They believe that there will be a change in direction. That's a lie. The least thing you look at is the candlesticks, you understand? And when you're actually going to make sure that the candlesticks are valid, is the candlesticks, when the candlesticks appear in a particular zone. If you are seeing a particular candlesticks in a zone, then definitely there will be a change in direction. For instance, now see this. This is our resistance zone. Or let me say this is our supply zone. Can you see there was an hammer, inverted hammer, or you can call it shooting star. Can you see engulfing candlestick? You understand? Here, can you see 2 doji? You understand? Or more or less, if you add this one together, this is more or less like a morning star. What else? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Engulfing, piercing. So that's it. Now, fine. We've analyzed this pair now using what? Using the demand and supply zone. You understand? So now, basically, now let's go back. Look for other blocks. Yeah, what I'm talking about other blocks, I'm talking about the last candlestick. Do you understand? The last candlestick. Oh, it's a pity that this actually is sticking to. You understand? Okay, but let me draw it. Let me draw them to the can actually have them making of the objects this thing in my the video recorder before. I don't know. And there are 3 laws guiding this demand and supply zones. 3 laws that will be for the people for the paid class. But now I'll just be talking majorly. And when I'm talking about the laws, I'm talking about what you are expecting when the price of the market hits the zone. What you're expecting if a particular price of the market forced out makes an FBO out of the zones. What the market is telling you, if there's an FBO out of the zone, what the market is telling you, if there is a break or a BMS market structure of the zone. Those are the laws. So now, having understanding or having drawing the, let me say, the zones, having our zones, now we want to know when to take the trade, why we should take the trade, using the OB and trend line and other chart patterns. Basically this is all about chart pattern, guys. Yeah. So now, if you're actually going to believe me, chart and pattern, these are more or less, yeah, I'll call this more or less like a triple top. Very fact that they are not aligned together, that's where we are going. Why are they not aligned together? Because the market makers know if they make it aligned together, you will chop their money. So that's why they can't make it to align together. So how do I know that since they are not making it to align together? Because now if I zoom this is a 24 hours candlestick, if I zoom this to a lower time frame, it will look as if there was a break in structure in the resistance here. You understand? And you have actually put your buy stop here that the market should buy, and it's forcing back to these zones. Now you are in loss. Basically, that's why we are here. That's what I'm actually going to do this class all about. But basically, let's just continue. All that are for the advanced classes. So fine, now, without taking much time, looking at this alone, isn't a trend line, like I said. You see, the fact that this was actually, let me say, a government candlestick, a universal candlestick around this zone, there was a break in this trend line, break in this market structure, came for a retest. These are the laws and the movement of the zones. I'll be taking this one especially for the trade class. I'm sorry. You see, this particular place, let me zoom out. Came to retest this zone here, then boom, started moving and came back here. So how will I know where the market wants to reach before going back up or breaking? We don't know if it wants to break or it wants to. We are already selling here, but we are not sure if the market is going to break or there will be a change in direction. But what we know is that we have an OB here. I have an OB here. Other block. I'm talking about other block. I'm talking about the last candlestick. Or let's say the last negative candlestick. For instance, now this is a bullish move. You understand? So the last let me say this is a bullish candlestick. Then the last bearish candlestick in the zone is known as other block. You understand? That was the normal price of the market before the strong move. This was a strong move. There was imbalance in this market. You understand? A strong move. So definitely the price of the market has to come back to this particular position here before anything might happen. But you can see here, the market wanted to hit this place and started reversing. It was like, hero, you've not mitigated that block down, then it came down. Even though it actually wants to go it has to they always respect other blocks in the zone. If at all it wants to break the zone or it's not going to break it has to respect. You see, after mitigating it came up, then broke it with 3 strong soldiers, which is what a continuation candlestick. Trading is simple. I do tell people, if only you have the right knowledge and you, let me say, and you are, how will I say it, you have the patience. As someone I was managing his account, and because we didn't share for it, he was like, what am I doing that? It's because I have a number of accounts, that's why I'm not trading his account. Like, what the fuck? You don't expect me to actually enter the market when there's no opportunity. You don't want to lose your money. And I believe that's why most managers tend and lose you guys investors money, because you are putting a lot of pressure on them. If there's no opportunity in the market, then it's like you are giving your money away to the brokers. Now, basically, I'm a fan of trend line. But people always say our trend line is not, that's a fucking lie. Fucking lie. One thing about trend line is don't force trend lines. As long as you can pick two, you are good to go. Now, I can call this, like I said, basically this is all about chart pattern. So you can call this, because okay, it was oscillating at the higher frequency, that is, but closing at the mouth. So you can call this a rising wedge. It broke it out. That was why we were able to know, you understand, that it's actually going to obey this zone. Fine. And in this particular place, there was a triple top. That's why we had to know that it's actually going to break this zone. It's because of the breakout strategy here. We use the breakout strategy here to know it will. More or less like here too. You understand? There was a breakout here. That's why we knew it was going to go down low. You understand? But how are we going to know here around this particular place that it's actually going to obey? Apart from this candlestick, fine, we actually have a reversal candlestick already. You understand? But how else were we to know what time to up? And we can't just, someone that has a $10 account can't just enter boom inside this particular kind of trade using the 24 hours. Fine, that's why we are here. So now we have a picture, an understandable picture about what? About higher time frame. Let's try and kind of predict the future of this market. So now we'll be switching to a lower time frame. You understand, guys? Now in this kind of market, you know what to do. You just leave the market. The market is choppy. Understand? Because according to this now, okay, following the law of the zones, there was a breakout. Fine. We're expecting a retest. You understand? But see, there's another block here. Can you see the other block here? Left around the zone. So let's see if the market has actually able to mitigate it. So it's left around this zone. Can you see? Definitely it came to mitigate it there. Reversal, boom. Then definitely it broke out this flag pattern. Better understand this. See, I was talking about the laws guiding this. I said when there's an FBO, this is an FBO now, a first breakout from this chart pattern. When there's something like this, it's telling you something. Now there's a breakout. But when is it safe to enter this particular period of trade? Just to be sure and fucking sure away from their manipulations. Now we have a high chance of like 80% to sell this particular pair. You understand? But now this now is actually showing me something like a pennant. I'm coming. Where's my triangle? Okay, see. Can you see? So now this is actually showing like a pennant, you understand? So the price of the market is actually oscillating inside this pennant, you understand? So now, using the same breakout strategy, we can actually wait for the price to fall out below, because fine, we're actually expecting a bearish movement. So we might be expecting it to fall out bearishly out of this pennant before we can enter, or we make sure it falls in back to this price pushing, to this trend line pushing, or let us to this pressure pushing the price bearishly, you understand? Because this is actually an FBO relating to all this. And it's actually going to be tough for you. But trust me, when you come in for this class, you'll be cracking the market off with your life, eating it. And you can't say with what I'm explaining now that maybe I don't know anything. That's you yourself, you don't know anything. Your mentor can never teach you this. He can never teach you this. What they can teach you is chart pattern. Those are basic. I don't think when you know the basic, that's all. They are chartered, they are more psychological, let me say, more psychological meaning. See, you knowing the basic is fine. But trading is all about psychological. You are trading with the mind, not with your, let me say, not with what you know. Like, it's a game of chess between you and the market makers. They are seeing the same charts you are seeing. They want to take your money. They gave you the rules, the law to trade in. Definitely you can't use these laws against them. It's quite simple. Them knowing the law, they have to manipulate the law. And I just say before you know the law, before you break the law, you have to know the law. So now if you don't have no more knowledge about the law, then boom. See, I know actually I should collect more than like $10 or $20. I don't know how much I'm actually going to come for this class. But fine, I feel more or less like I still don't need it yet. You understand? I love when it comes to like teaching these things because I won't lie, it's actually enlightening me myself and to be sure by my understanding. There are some things that I actually get to understand when I'm teaching myself. You understand?